Hey there, all you heroes and ghouls, and we just had our very first Nintendo Direct since September 2019. What the heck? Oh my god. It was amazing that the news dropped yesterday just out of the blue. Hey, we're gonna do a full Nintendo Direct tomorrow. Like, what? Like, I thought that they were just straight up done with directs because of, how the end of 2019 and all of 2020 was. Like, I get that it was probably just because of the pandemic and situations at this point, but like, it really felt like just dropping smaller news bombs sporadically was a really good business strategy. But they were pretty clear even during this direct that like that's something that they have wanted to continue doing, just were not able to do for some reason. So we're here we are. It was 50 minutes long. I took notes, so let's jump right on into how things were, how I felt about a lot of stuff here. So it opened up with some Xenoblade stuff, but I don't really know anything about Xenoblade. It's not my thing. I only knew it was Xenoblade at all in the first few moments because of the Nopons there. I recognize that they are creatures from Xenoblade. That's really as far as my recognition goes. But I was still, I was invested in listening to it. And this kid is looking for a woman. Finally, he finds her, and I instantly recognized what she was standing on, which was a Smash arena. So let's see, her name is Pyra from Xenoblade Chronicles, and apparently she has two personalities, or she's two people in one. I don't quite understand how that works, who that is, but Pyra and Mithra with, so Pyra's got fire powers with her sword and is a heavier hitter. Mithra looked like had lightning powers with her sword and was faster. And she gets the old Zelda chic switcheroo mechanic, which I'm actually quite sad they separated Zelda and Sheik into two different characters, but this is a cool one. This is a cool one. I still don't know anything about Xenoblade, but I'm certainly happy to try her out, see how it goes. And this Xenoblade seems to be doing pretty well for Nintendo, and I definitely feel good for the fans who have been wanting to get another representative. That's good for them. Then yeah, right. That's how they opened, and then yeah, they with right afterwards, our presenters like, it's been a while. Like, you think? Good lord. So let's see here. The very first announcement that came right after the intro and the Smash reveal for the Xenoblade Pyra Mithra. Fall Guys coming to Nintendo Switch in the summer. Honestly, I'm wondering why it's even taking that long. I would have thought Fall Guys would have been brought to the Switch a lot sooner than that. As soon as I saw those little jelly bean people pop up on that screen, I thought that they were gonna be saying that Fall Guys was like going to be open like as soon as the direct was over, or in a few weeks or something, but not summer. That's that seems like a while to like make sure that do they have to completely rebuild servers for Nintendo Switch? I don't quite understand that, but I'm excited for that. I'm happy for people who are getting to experience Fall Guys on the Switch now. So that's cool. The Outer Wilds is coming to Nintendo Switch. That's one that got a lot of really good audience and critical reception. I personally didn't play it. I might be interested in it, but it's probably not on my list of games that I really want to try out, because there's just so freaking many games I would love to play and don't have anywhere near the amount of time to. So, moving right on down, Famicom Detective Club getting full-on remakes for the Switch. 2 games. So this is a series that I had not really heard of, but since the word Famicom is in the name, I'm guessing this goes all the way back to the NES days, since, yeah, the original console over in Japan is the Famicom, and here in America that was rebuilt and renamed the NES, Nintendo Entertainment System. And it looks like, I don't want to say like prototype or early Ace Attorney, but it's that visual novel style, and it looks like it could definitely be pretty fun. I am for sure a fan of investigations and, you know, uncovering clues to try to solve mysteries. Absolutely. Moving on from there, Samurai Warriors 5. Not really Samurai Warriors fan. Don't really know a ton about it. But it seemed to be like, you know, a Mushu kind of situation there, which is, you know, by all means pretty cool for everyone who's into that. I said Oda Nobunaga was present there, which is, you know, another like, huge name in real life Japanese history. Moving on from there, Legend of Mana. Oh my god, Legend of Mana is coming and getting. I'm excited. I'm very excited. The Mana series is one that I really have wanted to try to play for a good long time. But, you know, I don't have any of my older consoles because I just kind of, I grew up kind of needing to, you know, sell older consoles to afford newer ones as they came about. And I never got to play a wide variety of games growing up. So I ended up just playing like kind of the same ones over and over and over again. So Legend of Mana is one that slipped through for that reason, but it's one that I've always really wanted to do. Oh my god. And they have some, you know, some new bells and whistles for it. Remixed the music so that we can do settings for the classic or new. So that's really cool. It's just such a classic RPG, and I'm really excited to be able to experience it. It's everything I've heard is, from the story to the mechanics, is just absolutely fantastic and great. And I would love to be able to do it. Hopefully, you know, the sequels also get that kind of treatment, Sword of Mana, all the others. Just will be really ecstatic. That's gonna be one purchase guaranteed from me, absolutely. Going down okay, so we just got another little trailer for Monster Hunter Rise, which, you know, again, looks pretty darn cool. I'm not a Monster Hunter guy. If I had the time, I would almost certainly invest in it, but, you know, I do have limited time. I thought one thing that was pretty funny was right at the end of the trailer, we got 2, you know, ninja chicks saying that they're going to stop the calamity. I'm like, I'm sorry, is Ganon attacking you now? So that was just funny word choice, I thought. That trailer did actually look pretty darn good, with the very unique monsters. I get the whole village set up and very much real-world shinobi inspired. Really cool aesthetics. I believe this is the first Monster Hunter that's going to be a Nintendo exclusive, which is really darn cool for them. So, you know, awesome. Going down the list here, Mario Golf Super Rush. All right, so I'm not really a sports game fan, even, you know, funky, funny sports games, gimmicky ones, Mario sports games, I don't really care for. But I do have to say that I am quite tickled by the idea of taking what is quite possibly the like slowest, most the most methodical sport out there, the most slow-paced sport that there is, and calling it Super Rush, and adding a mode that's basically a mad dash race, multiplayer race to, you know, whack your ball, and then everyone has to run across the frickin' the golf course to get to their ball, whack it again, so the first one to get in the hole. Rather than counting strokes for your points, it's actually speed based and go go go. That sounds like it could be a really fun party situation, for sure. I would not say no to a couple rounds of that with some friends, just for some laughs, see how that goes. Tales from the Borderlands getting ported into the Nintendo Switch. I was always a really big Borderlands fan. Tales from the Borderlands, fantastic game. Most of the Tales games are really good. Not sure that this game in particular needed to come to the Switch, but it just adds to availability for other people. So, I'm certainly not gonna knock that by all means. Going down here, Capcom Arcade. 32 classic Capcom arcade games in a single package. I've already started downloading it on my Switch. I'm gonna, try to play it as soon as I can, just to see what games are all on there. I didn't really take a close look during the Nintendo Direct to see exactly what games were on there. I mean, a couple I did spot, Street Fighter 2 for sure, yada yada. That's you can't really go wrong, and it's free, and they launched today, so yeah, what's not to love about that, for sure. Classic arcade games will, as far as I'm concerned, never go out of style. And for the Super NES system that's on the Switch, can we please get the classic Ninja Turtle games on there? Get some Turtles in Time action. Get some that'd be really cool. Yeah. All right, Stubbs the Zombie. Was anyone asking for Stubbs the Zombie remaster port thing? I know Game Tramp 3000 has been happy about that one. Good on you, girl. But apart from that, I guess it's kind of a cult classic. It has a following. I just didn't expect the following to be enough of one to warrant bringing that game back. So, well, I mean, it's what zombies do, right? They get back out of their grave and keep shambling on. No More Heroes 3. Okay, No More Heroes is another one of those franchises where I feel like I would really, really enjoy it, but there's just so much else going on my plate that I never really had the chance to get into it. But that extreme, over-the-top insanity is definitely something that, I'm a big fan of. It really feels like something I would enjoy on a personal level very much. Travis Touchdown is hilarious from what I've seen. Beam Katana, he's basically a lightsaber. How the hell do you go wrong with that? That's just pure, undiluted awesome right there. So, and then just the complete over-the-top nonsensicalness of it all is very, very, makes me happy. It makes me feel joy, and get to look at the crazy, insane action of it and go, yeah! They're bringing aliens into it. I guess aliens didn't ever exist in No More Heroes before, but it certainly feels like the kind of franchise where they sure as heck wouldn't be out of place in any situation. So I'm excited to see where things go, see if anyone that I watch ends up playing it. I know I've got a couple friends who are really excited for it, so we'll see where that ends up going. Neon White looked interesting. Let's see, a demon killing assassination game in heaven with card-based FPS mechanics. It certainly had a unique take to it. That's for sure. I definitely would at least be interested in seeing more of it and learning more to see if I would end up being interested. Apparently, some kind of last man standing situation in heaven, where they're demons killing each other. Not quite sure why demons in heaven killing each other. The trailer said something about, like, someone's got to do their dirty work, but I don't know. God and angels have always seemed pretty willing to do dirty work, if you know what I mean. Turning people into salt just for turning around when they told them not to. That whole great flood business, and just the many plagues set upon Job. Just it feels like a thing that they don't really need demons for. But the fact that there's like cards involved in a first person shooter style baffles me. It baffles me. I want to see more of how it actually works to just understand that, because it's fascinating in such a weird way. DC Superhero Girls. I'm a huge comic book fan. I'm a huge DC fan in particular. DC Supergirls has never been, a sub-franchise that I've much cared for. It's usually, it's aimed and marketed towards, small girls, which I guess that's never stopped me from liking things before. I love My Little Pony, so that's a whole thing on its own. But, it definitely did not interest me in the slightest, despite my intense comic book and DC nerdiness. But I'm not who it's geared for, and it's fine. It's definitely something that I'm sure a lot of people out there will enjoy. It's DC Superhero Girls is a sub-franchise it's been going on for some time now, several years at this point, I believe. That's certainly got the traction and the following, so hey, why not? You go, girls. A new Plants vs. Zombies doesn't exist. No Plants vs. Zombies games exist after PopCap no, there is no Plants vs. Zombies game after the first one. It doesn't exist. I refuse to acknowledge this. Moving on. Thank you. Miitopia port. That's one. Another one that I'm quite excited for. I never really used online functionality in my Nintendo DS. Miitopia feels like, that it's a hilarious, doofy game that is very lighthearted, and it just gets fun and understands fun without needing to be serious or deep. And you can do so much hilarity with it depending on the Miis that you make for it. So I'm all in on that. It's a game I've been wanting to play. So I'm good with Miitopia port on Switch. Hell yeah. Okay, this one. This is probably, outside of the Zelda material that we got here, the thing that gives me the most interest out of all this direct. The Project Triangle Strategy. So, this is a Square Enix game, RPG. So right off the bat, the professional RPG makers making another RPG. How can you go wrong, right? So, anyone who knows me knows that I actually don't really care for Square all that much, and that I really don't like Final Fantasy in general. But this really looks interesting. I mean, it definitely has Final Fantasy Tactics inspiration behind it for sure, which is a win in my book. That's, Tactics is a fantastic franchise. They said, okay, so they did say Project Triangle Strategy was a working title. This is very early on. It's not going to be out for, you know, a couple of years here at least. But they did release the demo today. That is also downloading, and I'm going to be playing that even before I check out the Capcom arcades. Because this fascinated me that much. You know, grid-based tactical RPG strategy that involves a lot of terrain and elevation. So yeah, if you're using ranged weapons, bow and arrows from the high ground, then you get a range boost as you arc forward. That's great, kind of basic but great, but also magic spells and abilities that alter the terrain and create different terrain situations, bonuses, mechanics. Like the example they gave was like, if these squares are on fire, you cast ice magic on it, boom, now that terrain is water. And cast lightning on there on the water terrain for massive damage boost. I mean, follows logical sense. And I can't really think of any RPGs or tactical games that quite involve the environment in that much depth as far as your ability to manipulate and utilize it. But the thing that really captured my interest is that it's a tactical RPG with choices and consequences. And from the looks of it, they're not hollow choices. They have actual real divergencies and actual consequences. Again, just based on what we did see in this trailer, which is very promising to me. If you're gonna offer choice-based gameplay, it damn well better actually matter. It better actually have a freaking impact, or else what's even the point? Just script out how things go. Like, you're just creating a false narrative at that point. The illusion of choice, which in that situation, in my opinion, has only ever, been done well one time, because they intentionally drew upon illusion of choice, and that was BioShock. But I am definitely getting off topic. That is way off tangent here. Project Triangle Strategy, yes. So they have their choice mechanic is called the Scales of Conviction, which you having to balance your choices based off of morality, utility, and liberty. So, freedom, goodness, and usefulness, basically, to like translate them into more common terms. Yeah, those are definitely three three values that could very well be in conflict and are not, but they're different values that are not necessarily opposed to one another, but they're not. What is the phrase I'm looking for? I was hoping I could film this earlier in the day, but no, that did not work out. So this is pretty late right now for me that I'm filming this. They're not mutually exclusive, but they sure as hell don't have to be inclusive towards one another. That is what I was trying to say. Good. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you. So, because sometimes the most efficient or utilitarian method of going about a problem is not one that is necessarily good or moral. The quickest and most efficient way to, for instance, end a war is to kill a whole lot of people really fast in one big group. Nagasaki and Hiroshima, anyone? As an example of that. So, utilitarian, yes. Moral, hell no. Balancing decisions based off of these 3 values, I think, is a very fascinating way to go about it, where they could, any decision could theoretically fit into any combination of all 3, or be directly opposed to others. But it's they're really drawing on 3s for this, with the 3 nations who are in conflict with one another for this. The 3 values on the scales of conviction. They call it, triangle strategy. So 3 is a very important arc number here for this whole design, for sure. Yeah, three nations that are in conflict over, resources. And I was interested to see what resources they were saying. It was salt and iron, which, wait, was it iron? Oh, hold on, I'm gonna have to look this up. I'm sorry, excuse me. Okay, yeah, salt and iron, which came together for what they call the Salt-Iron War, which is, well, not the most creative name, but it works, I guess. Stick them together. Those are not resources that would have immediately come to my mind as something worth fighting, wars over. But with some thought, it does make sense. Less technologically advanced cultures, salt is huge for them in many cases, and even in some modern day countries still, salt is so important that it's even a form of currency. And iron, iron is one of the base metals used for constructing, like, everything. So the more I thought about it, I thought the more it actually made sense. Really, really looking forward to playing that demo. I may, make a bit, depending on how things go, how much content I feel like I can pull out of it, I may make a video for it later, just as a kind of a going over my thoughts. So, flipping over my notes here, page 2. Star Wars Hunters! Hey, yo, Star Wars! Huge Star Wars fan, love Star Wars so much. Born and raised Star Wars. Star Wars is such a giant impact on my life. I love it so very much. Star Wars Hunters. We did not get very much information on this one at all. But the very, very brief teaser said it's a competitive free-to-play, which worries me. That worries me. Makes it sound like a battle royale situation, perhaps, like what's the one game that really popular right now? Battle royale, flying on the bus. Why am I not remembering this? Fortnite. Sorry. Don't try that at home, kids. It makes it really feel like it's like a Star Wars skinned Fortnite, which makes me, very wary, because free-to-plays are, they have a certain reputation for a reason. But since we know literally nothing else about it, well, I just gotta wait and see, I guess. Next on the list, Knockout City. That was actually a really fun trailer, a really humorous and funny way that they framed it. So good on them, where they had stereotypical video game archetypes playing this game, which looked like a team-based battle sports game. Kind of like a extreme dodgeball kind of situations, which could certainly have an appeal to a certain audience. I wouldn't mind, watching it once or twice, see how things go, if it catches my interest or not. I don't know, but that's the whole thing. Okay, World's End Club. in the first like 5 seconds of World's End Club popping up on screen, I thought to myself, this looks, feels, and sounds a lot like Danganronpa. And then, like, within a few moments, they were like, from the makers of Danganronpa. I'm like, oh, well, that makes sense. I feel that then. I feel that. So that was, that was big brain, wrinkle brain of me to pick up on that real fast. The premise is really out there and weird, so that certainly fits the bill for these people. I definitely approve of that for sure, but I would like to have known more about what was going on. So like these kids were invited somewhere for some kind of life or game. I didn't catch a lot of it, honestly, because it went kind of by. But I say I want to know more about it to understand more. They threw a lot of exposition out there on that trailer, is kind of the thing. So maybe I just need to watch it like 1 or 2 more times to get a grasp on it. But I don't know. I've got some reservations about it. I probably shouldn't. Like I've been really enjoying Danganronpa. So, you know, if it's the same people, I'm probably in good hands. But it's also one of those things where like it just came across as so weird that I really have to. I don't know, I have to get more of a feel for it and experience it in the context of itself, you know? A lot of really cool, like, art style changes that I really enjoyed. Like, one moment where it looked like there was some kind of monster that was done in a really, like, rough sketch style. I thought that was really cool. But, like I said, we'll see. We'll see. There's a lot of this that's we'll see. Next down the list, Hades getting a physical release with a lot of really cool swag. This one makes me really happy and really sad at the same time. It was just a couple weeks ago that I got Hades on my Switch, digital release. And now there's gonna be a physical release, and it's gonna have some cool swag stuff that comes with it. So I kind of missed out on that. Like, I can't justify buying the game again just for the physical disc and the stuff because I already paid for it. So, I want that art book and the other things, man. Hades is a fantastic game. If you haven't played it, do it. I'm not usually a big roguelike person, but I love this game so much. I have frankly become unhealthily addicted to it. So that's really exciting, but disappointing to me because I already paid for the game and I can't justify doing that again. Moving on, Ninja Gaiden Master Collection. That's really, really unexpected, I gotta say. Ninja Gaiden is, the original Ninja Gaiden games are, they're classic NES titles, so I guess it fits, but the 3D Ninja Gaiden games have always been Xbox exclusive. So the fact that now we're getting, Sigma 2, and 3 in a master collection for the Switch is a little bit baffling to me, but hey, I am all for reaching out past exclusives to be more accessible for wider audiences, because some people can only afford one console. Some people have a console of preference, and even if there's a game on another one they really want, they can't justify shelling out for a whole other console for, just 1 or 2 other games that and then they know they'd never touch the console again. It's a whole thing. Accessibility is important. Exclusives are fine for a time, especially if they're first party, but after a while, I definitely feel like things need to be branched out, need to be ported around so that other people have access and get to play things, even if they, had to miss out on the prime time for it. Ninja Gaiden, uh, especially the 3D games, I used to be so hugely, intensely involved in Ninja Gaiden to the point that Ninja Gaiden 1 on the original Xbox, I could go through on the hardest difficulty, not die once. Again, emphasis on used to. there's no way in hell I would be able to even remotely touch that level of skill again. But it's, I don't know, it's extreme action, which I love. It's a lot of it's over the top, crazy, which again I love. I told you all about that with the No More Heroes portion. Highly visible ninja, just being crazy, deadly, throwing out magic spells. Really, really bad ninja. Really bad ninja. Not remotely connected to real life shinobi, but sometimes you don't care and you just wanna really behead some mofos. And it's, oh man, it is a game that delivers on that, and it's so much fun for the most part, but it can be extremely frustrating. But I'm probably not going to be getting the Master Collection for that. Like, my Ninja Gaiden days are largely behind me, and I have so many other things, eating up my time at this point. I am going to... Okay. The next one up is the really sad news. Eiji Aonuma showed up. He's like, "Hi, as soon as you saw me, you're probably expecting Breath of the Wild 2 news." Like, yeah! Unfortunately, we had nothing for it. Oh. Right in the heart. Right in the heart! But, Nintendo has always been extremely secretive about their biggest projects. And they usually, they've had a history of like their biggest projects announcing many years in advance and then being totally quiet about it up until just like a couple months before release. So this isn't really something out of the ordinary or new for them, but it's, Tim, it is still sad and hits me right in the feels, in the emotions. It's like, I do still believe we're gonna get the Breath of the Wild sequel this year. I do believe that we are gonna get it as this year's big holiday title. I do. I believe that wholeheartedly. And he confirmed that they are still making progress on it. They just don't have anything that they are able to show us right now, which tells me that's probably not, like, they don't have anything concrete to show off. It tells me that, Nintendo probably has a directive that says, no, we must remain secret. No. Shh. You cannot show them. You cannot. Because, Nintendo they're so proud and possessive of their properties that, as soon as it was leaked that there was going to be a Netflix Legend of Zelda show, that they just cut the cord on it and cut the cord on like 2 or 3 other adaptation show movie projects that they had in the works, because that's just how important maintaining that level of control and secrecy is for them. So, it is what it is. It is what it is. But if you ask me personally, I believe everything's going just fine, and we will see it later this year. But that brought us directly into Age of Calamity DLC Pass. Hey, that's cool. My Age of Calamity review should be finished and going up sometime in the next 1 or 2 weeks, so watch out for that. I'm excited to see what kind of stuff we're going to get in this, this DLC, because it's a $20 for the expansion pass. It's going to come in 2 waves, so $20 for some stuff that's going to happen in June, and then in November, more things are going to hit. So let's see here, and I paused the direct so I could write down everything on the on their little lists here. Wave 1 coming in June 2021. It said expanded roster, which is a little vague. It could mean that they are adding more characters or another character. It could be one or multiple. I'm hoping it's multiple. I don't know who else they would be putting in. Well, that's a lie there. Probably gonna be putting in the fortune teller, whose name I can't quite remember. I forgot. He's pretty without consequence. They could do the Blight Ganons as well. They might do other individuals that I won't say because of spoiler reasons for the story. But yeah, so Wave 1, June, expanded roster, new weapons, new challenges, and new enemies. They said the new challenge enemies. So, oh god, my ear is like really itchy right now. So that's interesting. And you'll hear me talk about this in my review as well, but like, I feel like Age of Calamity was actually really easy, even on the hardest difficulty settings. The only time that I ever felt like I was being pushed or challenged was in the absolute hardest challenge mode. So it's I'm excited to see what kind of new challenges they come out and what new enemies they're going to bring out for them. Then wave number 2, November 2021. So for June, we're gonna be waiting to see March, April, May, June. Okay, so 4 months for wave 1, and then 11 months, 11 months for wave 2. New character vignettes, new stages. That's probably the big one there. Fighting in the same places over and over again. That's really boring. Expanded roster again, so that could be one more character or multiple other characters based on that wording. And new skills for existing characters. That's exciting. Being able to do more things with the characters we've already got. And the characters we've already got cover a wide variety. So that's really cool, and seeing where they're going to be able to expand that, I think, would be pretty freaking awesome. So again, yeah, I'm excited for that. I'm definitely going to be getting the expansion pass just so I can play the hell out of everything that comes next. So moving on from Age of Calamity news, we have Bravely Default 2 information that they released. We got a release date for it now. Bravely Default I covered in a previous mini direct reaction. I think it looks very fine. It looks cute. I think it looks very interesting. The job system for your characters, I think, creates a really interesting dynamic. Characters can have multiple jobs, which then combine to create an entirely new class. I do believe I've seen that before in other RPGs. I think specifically Fire Emblem, maybe, but I'm not 100% certain on that. But yeah, Bravely Default 2 looks pretty solid. We'll see if I end up picking it up. Probably not, just based on how full my schedule is for literally everything. But it's definitely on my list of things that I want to check out for sure. Then we have Saga Frontier Mastered. I have nothing to say about this. Remastered, I should say. I have nothing to say about this. I don't really know anything about the original. I don't really know anything about this remastering. It didn't particularly jump out at me, but if it got a remaster, I'm sure that there's some, classic fans out there who are excited for it, so I'm happy for them. Then we have the biggest thing here for me. The biggest thing for me. We do in fact have a Legend of Zelda HD remake or remaster coming, porting to the Switch. It is not one that a lot of people have been requesting or wanting. It's in fact one that a lot of people have been wondering if they would even do at all, because motion controls are so integral in the design. And I am speaking of Skyward Sword, the 25th anniversary game release. 10 years ago now. This is Zelda's 35th anniversary year. Skyward Sword was 10 years ago. Oh my god. Oh my god, I feel old. I feel old and awful at this point. Oh man. Skyward Sword is a game that's very hit or miss with Zelda fans for a number of very justified reasons. For me, I see it as, it has some noticeable flaws that really do need to be hammered out. But on the whole, I love it. I love it, love it, love it. And I'm so excited for this. Because being able to play the game with the Joy-Cons instead of the Wii remote and nunchuk, I feel like that could be a really good improvement, because the Joy-Cons are just, on a basic technology level, such a big leap forward from the Wiimote. So even the Wiimote, even the Wiimote Pro. So yeah, I'm excited for that. But they also actually found a way to make it work without motion controls, and decided that, the right analog stick will act as the motion control for the sword. So you want to slice down, flick it down, slice up, flick it up, so on and so forth. And that's actually kind of brilliant, I think. That could make controlling the camera certainly a little difficult, but for the most part, when you're in sword combat, you are, you're locked on to your target. So that changes the camera to a fixed angle behind Link. So I don't think it's going to be that big of an issue, but we'll see, because that's a huge challenge, or to take a game that was so built on motion controls and turn it into, just button compatible. That's a huge undertaking. So we'll see how it ends up going. That is another one that is absolutely 100% on my buy list, gonna happen. And new Joy-Cons coming out alongside it. The left one designed to resemble the Hylian shield, the right one designed to resemble the Master Sword. Someone changed my pants, because I think I just creamed it. Oh my god, that is amazing. So gorgeous. So gorgeous. I need it, and I want it, and I really wish that I could just have it now, but I can't, because I have to wait, because it's gonna come out with the Skyward Sword HD. But I want it now. Oh my god, oh my god. So, and then Aonuma actually did bring up a couple things that I didn't even think about before, which is Skyward Sword is the last Zelda title to be released before Breath of the Wild, which, when you start thinking about that, is like, oh wow, it was. And while Skyward Sword is, still had traditional Zelda formula behind it, it also opened the door to a lot of the new stuff that Breath of the Wild would be built upon, which was, farming items from your environment for some basic crafting and improving your equipment. The whole falling mechanic and then slowing your descent in Skyward Sword with the sailcloth, which really was just to stop your fall, which evolved into Breath of the Wild with the sail to actually glide, the glider. Wow, my brain really is bleh. So that was actually, I had never actually thought about that before, but like, no, that's absolutely for true for Rizzles. And then the final announcement on the Direct was Splatoon 3, which Splatoon is not a game franchise I ever got into. I hear lots of good things, but it's not really my thing. Anything that's usually biggest with online multiplayer is never going to be my thing. I know that it has, a one-player story and certain challenge maps and whatnot, but still, like, the biggest draw is the online play. So, but Splatoon is really showing itself to be a force to be reckoned with in the Nintendo library. It really feels like a new, really strong IP for them, stronger than any other, newer art IP that they've had in a long time. So, that's doing well for them. It's made quite a following of people who are really hardcore fans of it. By all means, make them happy. I'm glad that it's doing well for people. So, yeah. Awesome. All in all, how I would rate this Direct, now that we've gone through everything. Aha! Let me see if I can sink it in the paper basket. Boom! Baked off the wall. I know you couldn't see that, but take my word for it. Kobe. Oh, no, I can't say Kobe anymore. Okay. So, yeah, overall, how I would rate this Nintendo Direct is pretty high, actually. Most people and most reactions that I've been seeing have been very, middling, very maybe my expectations were just really low after a year and a half of no Directs, but I actually really enjoyed this one. There's definitely aspects of it that disappointed me, for sure. I would have preferred a character that I actually knew for Smash, but that's, you can't know them all, you can't love them all. It's a celebration of all gaming, and there's tons of franchises out there people love. So, that's a win for them. I really, really wanted Breath of the Wild 2 news. I was really hoping that we would get a Zelda 35th anniversary announcement, which I'm still holding out hope for, because the year is still going. The year has only just begun. We'll see what happens. We're still having Mario events that started last year happening right now. So, there's plenty of time. We'll see how that goes. But, all in all, I felt like there was a lot that actually legitimately interested me, for sure. So, even if they didn't have a big showstopper, just a big mega hit to draw a lot of attention, I think they provided enough content of a wide enough variety that makes up for it. That's my own personal take. So I definitely do enjoy this this particular direct quite a bit, and probably being starved for directs for so long is didn't, that probably helped as well. But all in all, yeah, thumbs up from me. I really enjoyed it, and I hope that we are able to start having them consistently again. So hey, that's all for now. This has gone on for quite some time, as I'm saying. I didn't expect to be rambling on this long. I didn't know this video was going to be this long, but hopefully you enjoyed my thoughts for all this period of time. So hey, hit that like button if you made it this far, because clearly I'm doing something that you like. Subscribe if you haven't. Hit that notification bell so you can get updates on all my videos as they come out. And leave a comment down below on what you felt about the direct, if you did in fact watch it, and what your favorite part was, what your least favorite part was. Just go hog wild in there. Tell me all about how you feel. So, that all out of the way, guys. Hey, I give this the great return of the Nintendo Direct a huge hell yeah!